Our biggest goal this year is to make it further in state. Last year we had a good run, but we
we should probably stand up and lock in. Just we gotta stand side by side, facing that way. How should we do this?
Our biggest goal this year is to make it further in state. Last year we had a good run, but we have some new girls this year and we want to take it even further.
Oh, strong defense again. Goes up to the Jarley. Scramble play here. Let's see what they can make out of it. Myers drives in. Euro step. Oh my goodness. Out to Myers. Deep three. Remember all season long, they've been wearing that cut that net shirt. And tonight, they'll be able to do that. They are league champs.
We've been preparing all season. We've been hyping up this moment. It's going to be a big moment for us because it will basically decide our ticket to state. It's just a stepping stone to our ultimate goal of making in-state, placing in state.
And welcome to this wintry night here at Hoover Gymnasium. Although it is one night delayed, there is one big question that lies ahead here tonight. Will the Panthers starve in these freezing conditions, or will the Rapids freeze? And I'm Connor Orr.
And I'm Jake McManus. Connor, first question tonight. what do you think each team needs to do, and how have the teams been this season going into this first playoff match?
Yeah, well, both teams, they've had definitely their ups and their downs, but I would say River definitely has had a lot more ups than Washougal. Washougal has come into this game, I think, with only 7 wins so far in the season, whereas, River, they're coming in with, I think, about 17 total wins, and so there is definitely a big difference there. However, both teams, I think what they're going to need to focus on, especially tonight, is getting into this one, coming in really with a fast start. It is a district playoff game, and really anything could happen. And yes, although both times that these two teams met, River did win. They're on a bit of a win streak against Washougal over the past couple of years. I do think Washougal could possibly turn around tonight, but it all starts with starting out quick. Jacob, what do you think?
Connor, I completely agree. And then I think going off what you said at the end there, knowing that River has beaten Washougal on multiple different occasions in a row, and they have that win streak against them, you have to think that River's going into this match pretty confidently that they're going to win. And having that lack of nerves there, it really is going to probably allow them to execute, because they're going to be able to solely focus and be comfortable in their ability and in their game.
Yeah, most definitely. And when I was actually at the River, basketball practice here a couple of days ago for these girls, head coach T. Anderson, she was saying in the huddle, like, to her it doesn't matter who wins, because you got to understand that Washougal did beat Aberdeen to get to this game here tonight to take on River. And she said, yes, Washougal, they may have a bit of momentum coming into this game, because, River, the last time they played was actually 9 days ago. That is kind of a substantial amount, but it doesn't matter the momentum they have to River. All they're focused on is how they're going to play tonight and really just getting off to that fast start, like I said.
Yeah. Connor, I completely agree, but Connor, you also have to remember 9 days ago, it wasn't just any game River played. They played against the Woodland Beavers, one of their most headline matchups of the entire season. And that game was probably the most excited and the loudest stadium we've had at J. Hoover the entire year. It was a really intense matchup that River prevailed in. And just knowing that they beat such an intense opponent, I think regardless of how long you've played, you keep practicing and you keep having that intensity every single day. So I think that they are going to be ready and they are going to be prepared going into tonight, to hopefully get this dub.
Yeah, and that's a great point. And when I was talking with Gracie, I asked her, like, have you guys been preparing differently, more focused, what is it? And she's like, no, we haven't. We've just been practicing how we always practice, because they practice hard every single practice. And it's actually interesting, one thing, and I think this is a reason why Washougal, they have a good chance possibly to even prevail in this game and kind of upset River, is because these two teams have played so much in the past couple of years. At this time last year, Washougal did play River in the first round of districts, and River did win, but it's kind of like the more you play a team, the more you know their strengths, their weaknesses, and how to attack them. And I think that does benefit Washougal, and they're trying to come in and get that upset here tonight.
Yeah, Connor, and you have to think Washougal has a chip on their shoulder, right? They lost to them last year in the first round of the playoffs. They don't want to let that happen again. They won to be here. They beat Aberdeen. They smell blood, and they want to win.
Yeah, most definitely. And we're here just a couple minutes out here from the start, from tip-off here in the first half. It's going to be a great game, and there aren't as many people in the stands as there were when River took on Woodland a couple 9 days ago, like we were talking about. But I still think that this is going to be a great matchup, and this is possibly one that people might actually regret not coming to.
Starting 5: River, Keene, Drake, Glavin, Merdich, and Myers for River. And then for Washougal, number 3, Addie Gibbons, number 10, Tia Slider, number 30, Riley Vaughn, and number 0, Amelia Cannoli.
Now, tip off. Ref brings the ball to the center. Here we go at J. Hoover Gymnasium. River wins the tip-off, and here comes Michaela King dribbling down court. Off to Myers. Myers passes it in to Glavin. Glavin drives in, up. Easy already.
Excuse me, number 2, Klopman, not Cannoli.
Washougal drives up. Gibbons over to Klopman. Klopman drives in, up to Dewey. And she draws the foul. Not able to get the points, but she does draw the foul, and already we see Dewey at the free throw line.
You know, Connor, for the Rapids to score 2, Glavin to score 2 on that the first play of the entire game, you have to think that River's feeling pretty confident right now, Connor.
Yeah, and, you know, just getting, like you said, the first points of the night already on the board. And, you know, one thing we talked about last time we had a girls basketball game and we were announcing was that River, it didn't seem like they were hitting all their shots, but they hit their first shot here tonight. Maybe, like you said, they're feeling more confident in themselves. But Dewey does hit her second free throw, now 2-1. King dribbles it down the court. Guarded by Klopman. Drives in. Takes it all by herself. Out to Myers. Open. 3-ball. Ooh, not quite. Glavin tries to save, and she does, but Washougal now with the rebound. Throws it up court to Gibbons. Gibbons. Oh, ripped. Almost ripped away there by King. However, she does draw that jump ball. Possession arrow gives it to Washougal. Inbound here. Out to Gibbons. Gibbons. Out to Vahan. Excuse me. Over to Gibbons again. Oh, intercepted there by Myers. Not quite. Got back there by Washougal. Out to the quarter. Vagan. Throws it up. Not quite. Myers gets the rebound defensively there for River, and now they're coming back up court. Looks like she's just trying to see what she has. Possibly a play called here by T. Anderson, River's head coach. Guarded here by Gibbons. And slapped away by Klopman, and it'll be River inbounding from the sideline. But strong defense here by Washougal so far.
You know, I agree, Connor, but what I'm noticing from Washougal on the offensive side of the ball is they seem a little catawampus. They don't seem to be that controlled right now in their shots. We saw a little ice cream scoop from Klopman to try and score. No, it just seemed a little, like, nervous, a little uncontrolled. I think Washougal really just needs to calm down. They need to trust in how they won against Aberdeen and play those same tactics here tonight.
Yeah, but, you know, a mistake we just saw there, dribbled it in the backcourt area off the inbound, and now it's Washougal ball. A little bit of a freebie there, catching a break. And now Slider has it. Slider, guarded by Glavin, throws it up. Not quite. Rebounded there by Myers. Up to Glavin. Glavin drives in again. Tries to find Mertage, not quite. Intercepted by Dewey. And over to Givens. And now we're back up. And, you know, we started out with 2-1 on the first 2 possessions, and since then, nothing. Vaughan has it. Throws over to Slider. Slider over to Klopman. Deep 3. Oh, my. She almost had that. I thought that was going to go in for a second.
Oh, my goodness, Connor. She is feeling good right now. Man.
Yeah.
Klopman. Oh, my days.
I did not think that she was going to shoot that. I mean, she was really far out. That was almost like NBA 3-ball, and she actually almost made it. Regardless.
Looked very controlled. Looked very smooth, Connor.
Yeah,
I think River might have underestimated the Washougal Panthers here tonight.
Yeah, and maybe their shooting ability, most definitely, but 2-1. Drake has it, trying to find something. Finds Mertage. Mertage. Over to King. Great pass. Great layup. Easy bucket there.
Little left-hand action from King there. A great inside cut to get the 2.
Yeah, and you know, what a season it's been for her. I mean, she's only a freshman, and she's out here with a bunch of seniors, except for Glavin, who's a junior. Anyways, oh, deep 2, I think. Oh, no, that was the 3, excuse me. Deep 3 there.
Vahan.
By Vaughan.
Vahan, excuse us. I think Vahan.
Anyways, tie game. Big 3 there by Vahan. And tied at 4 apiece now with a little over 5 left in the first. Throws over to King. Then to Myers, who dribbles up court. And you know, Washougal, they're also kind of having that full court press there. Not as quite as aggressive as River usually has it. But still, you know, I've noticed that here from Washougal. They're playing a bit aggressive. And, you know, right there we see that they're able to kind of jump on that ball, win it away from here from River.
They are, and it really seems like River is a little asleep there. I mean, we see from Myers there, she's just not really guarding the ball, and then Gibbons is able to get in there and draw that jump ball there to get the possession back. And you just have to think that River is sort of getting this awakening, this wake-up call that, you know, they have to be more on their game like they were against Woodland 9 days ago.
Yeah, but there we see a mistake there. We saw on Vahan, you know, that offensive travel, and now it'll be River ball. And so, you know, a little bit of sloppiness here from both sides to start out the game. However, still tight in this one. But yeah, you know, neither team can afford falling behind early. So they got to start cooking up offensively a little bit more. As Myers throws out to Merchants, and then the King, still guarded by Klopman, finds Drake in the center, pushed down though by Dewey. King still has it though, drives in, throws it up, not quite. Rebounded though by Mertage, guarded by 2 people, throws it out, but it's blocked. Finds Drake, throws it up, oh, not quite. And it will be River ball. Must have gone out on Washougal last, but good play there by Drake just to get it off before the buzzer.
Yeah, very hectic play there, Connor. I mean, we saw Glavin take another hard fall. That's already her 3rd of the night. And you just have to think that, you know, while this is just the first game of the entire playoffs, Glavin with a great 2 there. While this is the first game of the playoffs, I think the River also just wants to make sure they stay healthy, you know, and don't put everything on the line, because this game isn't that type of game where it's all or nothing, you know. It's not you lose this, you're out of the playoffs entirely, you know. So I feel like there's also this sense of wanting to make sure that they stay safe for the future and for the future games they have.
Yeah, most definitely, but they also need to get, you know, this feeling. They need to feel out the playoffs. I mean, this team, yes, they did make a state run last year. However, this year they want to go even further. And so I think it's important for them just to kind of feel out these first few rounds. And although, you know, almost there. And although, yes, to be the best, as strong a competition as they'll play in state, it is that environment of, if we lose, we're not sure how many more opportunities we're going to get together. Anyways, Washougal drives in, throws it up, and she gets that one. Good play there by Slider. And we have a tie game again.
Great little jab pivot step from Gibbons to get the 2 there.
And if you're Washougal, you're doing just as you need to do. You need to stay within at least a few points of River all game long, especially if they have a chance to pull ahead late. Slapped away there by Drake. But I think that's what they just need to do. They don't necessarily need to be winning the entire game, but they just can't fall too far behind.
No, but right now, Connor, I mean, it's 6 apiece, and Washougal hasn't played just as good as the Rapids. So right now, Connor, it's anyone's game, clearly. Both have had some sloppy plays. Both have had some almost great shots. You know, both have had some great shots. You know, it's just who can stay more consistent throughout the entirety of the game. It's only the first quarter.
Yeah, now we have a couple substitution. Olivia Carroll and Avi DeJarle coming in as Carroll gets that rebound there. But yeah, and I'm glad to see River putting in some of their more substitutes, as earlier in the year I felt that they didn't do that quite as much as they could have. Regardless, Carroll has it now. Throws it out to Drake. 3 ball. Bang! Easy for Drake. And first big play of the game here, really, by River. As they find Vahan, who throws it up. Slider has it. Tries to drive in. Throws it out to, not quite. Threw it out to Gibbons. Gibbons airballed that one, but yeah, almost. But it'll now be River ball after it went out of bounds on Dewey, I believe. Throws it to Myers. Myers guarded well there, I think by, Gibbons. Myers able to just dribble through everyone, but not the best pass. Intercepted right back there by Myers, who kind of throws it up, and now it's a 3v1 for her, and it's going to be River ball. Oh my,
Connor. I mean, we saw it was back-to-back interceptions, and then Myers gunning for the rebound there in that hustle, and then she managed to get the ball back on her side. Number 30, Vahan, threw it out of bounds on accident.
Yeah, DeJarle trying to get it, not quite. Drake gets it though, keeps it here for River. Over to Myers. Guarded well there by Gibbons. Running around, trying to find something. Guarded well still. Throws up to, Glavin. She drives in. And not able to get anything there, and it's just strong defense again and again. We've seen that throughout that entire possession. River really had nothing going. I mean, Myers was running around for the majority of that play, and then she passed it to Glavin, and strong defense there, forced that one out of bounds, and now we have a timeout by River.
Yeah, Connor, it's clear River right now is slightly discombobulated after that hustle play, and then Glavin there just not able to get anything happen, the ball getting stripped from her, and it being Washougal ball. I mean, really, we saw Drake's, tremendous 3 a couple minutes ago. And, we know River has the potential. We know Washougal has the potential with Klopman's almost like NBA 3, but it just didn't fall. But both of these teams have the shooting ability. Both of these teams have the drive, and they have the passion. And like I said earlier, who can be more consistent? Right now, River has not been consistent, and neither has Washougal, it being only 4-6 going into the second quarter, essentially, with only 2 minutes left, Connor. You know, it's really just like we want to see something happen. We want to get the ball rolling, you know?
Yeah, but like I said, I think that, I mean, right now you can't, Washougal, with how they were expected to play coming into this one, they're playing extremely well, and they're playing this extremely smart. But we have a foul here on Washougal, just as I say that. But I was going to say, I think that was a smart timeout there by Coach Anderson for River, kind of regroup your players, a couple mistakes, move past it, take a deep breath, and now we have Glavin at the line. First one. Not quite, and I think that's your second missed free throw already. And when they played Woodland, 9 days ago, as we were talking about, she had ice in her veins. She made almost every free throw, so this is a little bit new for us to see here from Glavin.
You know, Connor, like you stated before the game even started, it could just be a little rust, a little bit of nerves. You know, you haven't played a game in 9 days, and regardless of the level of competition you're playing against Washougal versus Woodland, it's still, at the end of the day, it's still a basketball game, but you want to give it your all.
Yeah, intercepted by Glavin, throws up to Carroll, back to Glavin, up and in. Great play there. Ill-advised pass from Washougal leads to 2 easy points there for Glavin. Good ball movement there, though, by River. And now another sloppy pass. And I think that's really the tale so far. It's just been bad passes. And yes, River has had their fair share of poor passes, but Washougal, theirs has proved way more detrimental in the early going, as Glavin now takes it up court. Taking her time, guarded there by Slider. Dribbles in, no one there. She took on everyone there. She had that open lane, no one was even guarding her. And she already has 9 points on the night. Slider drives in, just kind of fell down, and taken there by Glavin, throws it up to Carroll. Not quite caught. And it'll be Washougal ball, but it looked like that was going to be easy points there for Washougal.
I mean, Connor, it's about how can you capitalize on the other team's mistakes. River has really, these past couple of plays done a really good job of that with Carroll and Glavin down the court to get the 2, and then almost with another 2 with Carroll. Is that ability to be able to capitalize on Washougal's mistakes, or Washougal being able to capitalize on River's mistakes, that's going to be the deciding factor in this game.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree with that one. And like you said, just whichever team makes the least amount of mistakes. We see another mistake there. And Drake, she dribbles right down the court. Someone right on her, though, but she's still able to lay that one in. And so this lead, it was only 9-6, and after that timeout, already 16-6. As here we have Slider. Over to, Klotman. Over to Givens. Givens drives in, lays it up. Foul on the way up, and she'll shoot 2 from the free throw line. And
late foul call, though, Connor.
Yeah, it was a bit late. I wasn't sure if they were going to, but they eventually did. And next time they have a chance to sub in, looks like we'll have a couple substitutions coming in for River. Gibbons, first one is good. Now we have King and Goodwin subbing in for Drake and Myers. A bit under a minute left here in the first quarter. River up by 9. Gibbons at the line, though. Second one is good. Couple big points. Washougal had been in a bit of a drought up to that point, and now we see Sathya Raj come into the game. Anyways, Carroll throws it up court to Glavin. Glavin drills it, drives in again, finds Desjarlais, over to King. King drives in again, lays it up. Able to get that one. I wasn't sure if that one was going to go in, but great play there. Great shot, 2 points there for King.
Connor, I saw a little bit of Rajon Rondo on that with a little ball out and back to get that 2. Oh, my goodness, King.
As we have a great play there by Klotman, and she is able to score 2. And keep the lead only to 8 there for River. King surveilling, throws up to Goodwin. She just got subbed in. Looks like a foul, didn't call it though. Over to Carroll at the top. She drives in, throws it out to Glavin. Glavin tries to drive in again, not quite. Intercepted there though by Klotman. She goes the other way. 2-on-1. Oh my goodness! That was great. Ball there by Desjarlais. I think she was tripped by Carroll, or King, excuse me. I think that's what the original call was, but oh my goodness. I've never seen a ball get capped harder than that. Are you kidding me, Desjarlais? I'm shocked. I don't even know what to say. First free throw there by Klotman missed, but wow. Second one. Not quite. Intercepted there by Charlotte. They're going to have to throw up a half quarter. King! Oh, not quite. Regardless, River does go into the first quarter with an 18-10 lead there. And Jacob, what did you see after the timeout there from River that really helped them get this ball rolling?
You know, Connor, like I said, it's been a sloppy game, right, on both sides of the ball. But River, after the timeout, it seems they're able to capitalize on their mistakes. We saw Drake going for a fast break layup. We saw multiple fast break, two-man weaves to get a layup or to get 2 points, 3 points. So it's just that ability to see the open lane, or Glavin, where she just drove in and took the open lane and just got the easy two. It's just seeing what's the easiest way to score. That's the way I'm going to take. I'm going to take the way less traveled here. I'm going to take the way where there's less obstacles, because that's how you get points on the board. And then once you have some points on the board, they're going to start feeling more confident. They're going to start taking more difficult shots. And then we saw Desjarlais absolutely cap that Washougal girl there. She said, no, no, no. Oh, my goodness, Connor. That is probably the play of the night, even though it was a foul. Oh, my goodness, Connor.
Yeah, and I mean, that ball, you could hear the ball slap all the way from up here. It was like almost done. And it was crazy, too. She just stared her down as if nothing had happened. And that was just a little bit of ice in the veins there. And she's been quiet all night, honestly, at least from what it seems like up here. I mean, she hasn't scored, but she's still making her impact felt. Her presence felt, excuse me. But here we go. Here we go. Carroll to inbounds here to King.
King, guarded by Gibbons at half court. Out to Glavin now. Carroll on the top of the key. Back out to King around the perimeter, looking to make something happen. Glavin guarded by Klopman. Inside to Goodwin. Back out to King. King for three. Off the rim. No good. Rebound Goodwin. Goodwin back out to Glavin at the top of the key. Yeah, I think maybe someone stepped out of bounds on accident and they didn't catch it. I'm not really too sure what happened there, Connor.
Yeah, people were kind of
Oh, King, half-court violation there. One foot, her right foot. I mean, we're sitting right at half-court, Connor. That was one foot on the line. It's just not being as diligent there, And that's that sloppy plays we've been seeing all game, Connor.
Yeah, and that's the second time now we've seen that backcourt violation there for River, and that's a couple points easily erased off the board.
Vahan to Gibbons, back to Klopman, driving in, guarded by Carroll. In and out of the rim, rebound King. King guarded by Gibbons, full court, bounce pass to Glavin. Glavin looking down the court, driving into the paint. Little hezzy there, 2 points in and out again. Klopman with the rebound. Back to Gibbons. 7 minutes and running in this second quarter. Gibbons to Klopman, looking to make something happen. Now to Vahan. Vahan fumbling, guarded by Desjarlais after her incredible block. Klopman for two, no good. Rebound Carroll. Back to King. Running down the court. Washougal players behind her. Decides to reset. Take it from the top of the key. Now hand off to Carroll. Carroll driving in. Little floater. No good. Looks like it's going to be a jump ball between Carroll and Vahan. So that will go onto the Washougal side.
Yeah, that possession arrow gives that one to Washougal. But I would say one heck of a play there by Carroll. I mean, you could see her kind of thrusting the ball both her sides. I mean, she really wanted that ball.
Yeah, I mean, Connor, the more rebounds you get, the more opportunities you get, and that's what they need, because you're not going to make every shot, but if you throw up 100 shots, you're going to make half of them, you're going to make a quarter of them, and that's what matters.
Yeah, and that was something we talked about all last game against Woodland, is that they weren't getting those rebounds, but
King with an incredible play to draw the jump ball there. Oh my goodness, that is straight hustle, and that's what that's what Coach Anderson really is instilling these players all year, Connor, is to not play slow, to not play without intent, without action. And that's what King just did right there to draw that jump ball.
Yeah, and the practice the other day too, she was getting frustrated when people weren't talking, and she was constantly not constantly, but she was telling them, like, come on guys, we gotta stay locked in, we gotta focus up. Big game this week, and like you said, that's just a great job that Coach Anderson has done, instilling a lot of confidence and a lot of hustle in these River girl basketball players.
King guarded by the top of the key, driving into the right side. King looking for a pass, passing. Glavin cuts inside. Goodwin mid-range two, in and out, no good. Rebound Goodwin. Oh, and pizza landing zone of Klopman. That will be a foul against Goodwin, number 20, and Washougal ball.
Yeah, but like we said, we've seen this aggression a lot more, I think, from River than we have seen in the past couple games, and maybe that's something that they've been working on more at practice, getting those rebounds And they've done it all year with this full court press, but just the rebounds haven't gone their way. Maybe they're starting to work on that. I've seen a little bit more success with that in that aspect here tonight for River.
And Connor, we see another jump ball drawn now by Carroll this time, Connor. River is not playing easy. Any little mistake they see, the ball is not properly guarded. They're going to capitalize on it. They're going to attack that. That's how they've won so many games this season, Connor, and that's how they're going to get the possession back after another Washougal mistake.
A couple of substitutions. We got Cami Drake back into the game along with Avi DeJarle and Kaya Murtic.
Keene, guarded by Gibbons. Looking to call a play. Driving to the right side, out to Murtic. Carroll driving in. Low pass in. Carroll contested too, no good. Rebound. Cannoli. Gibbons dribbles at the court, guarded by Carroll. Now back to Cannoli. Slider. Now Valhan. Bounce pass. Gibbons, floater. No good. Hits in front of the rim. Rebound to Jarle. Little miscommunication. Carroll recovers it. Looking to draw a play. Coach Anderson wanting to call a play. Guarded by Valhan at the perimeter. Top of the key. DeJarle now. Looking to pass. Looking for someone to cut in. Murtic now at the top of the key. Looking to pass. Carroll. Guarded by Cannoli. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. In and out. Rebound Washougal Valhan.
Yeah, these bounces just aren't going their way tonight for either side. I don't think a single point has been scored in the second quarter yet.
Connor, it's just been straight hustle, and now we see Cannoli with the ball, guarded by Keene. Keene not giving her any space. Slider in. Ooh. Overshot the layup there, and it will be out of bounds. Connor, I did not see a River girl touch the ball there.
Yeah, I think they tried. I think it was DeJarle maybe that touched it, or maybe Murtic on the way out. They were trying to block it, and it must have kind of slapped out of one of her hands.
We see Charmaine subbed in here for Carroll, her first minutes in a few games. She was not subbed in last game against Woodland. Guarding Cannoli, Castro. Drake, DeJarle on Slider, now back out to Cannoli. Gibbons with the ball, guarded by Keene, looking to find an opportunity. Slider in, contested two, in and out again. Rebound DeJarle, pass to Keene. River looking to capitalize on the fast break opportunity. Castro down the court, guarded by Cannoli, taking her time. Bounce pass into Murtic. Keene in the corner, guarded by Gibbons. Looking for opportunity. Pass inside, Murtic, two, no good. Rebound DeJarle, no good. Rebound Murtic. Oh, cannot control it. DeJarle controls it. Out to Keene, long three. Bang! It's too easy for Keene, Connor. It is too easy.
And she has 7 points on the night now, and that kind of stops that scoring drought that River was on. Let's see if they can get the floodgates open now.
Ooh. Slider gets fouled by DeJarle. She will go to the line for two. Connor, that is one thing I've noticed about Slider. She's really, throughout this really whole quarter, and towards the end of the last quarter, she's been driving in and taking a lot of contested layups, really almost trying to draw the foul at times, and there she got it. And she does capitalize on it with her first free throw of the night. Can she make it 2 for 2? Washougal trying to cut their deficit down to 9.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was a big three we just saw there by Michaela King. She was able to grow the lead to 11. But yeah, you brought up a good point there with Slider. They're trying to be a lot more aggressive offensively. However, they haven't been getting calls and they haven't been making their shots. So that's a big reason why they've only scored 1 point here in the second quarter, excuse me. But yeah.
King, guarded by Gibbons, not giving her any space. No space to shoot a three like she had been. Out to Glavin. Glavin cutting in. Now to Castro. Pump fakes, driving in. To Murtic inside the paint. Fade away. In and out. Bounces around, but falls in for Kaya Murtic.
Good strong play there offensively. And, maybe they're trying to pick up a little bit here, the slack.
Interception. Two-man weave. Castro. Oh, does not get it to fall. Castro hit on the head there as well by Slider. Looked a little upset there. Thought maybe there'd be a foul or something.
Yeah, not quite. But, yeah, like we said, it's been a bit of a slow third quarter, but maybe now it's opening up a little bit here for River. They put Glavin back into the game, their leading scorer with now 9 points. And let's see what Washougal can do. They need something here down by 12.
Gibbons out to Slider. Slider looking to drive in, guarded by Glavin. Now to Gibbons, top of the key, guarded by Keen. Into corner, Dewey. Now to Slider. Back to Gibbons, corner 3. Back of the rim, on target though, just no good. Keen will get the rebound. Excuse me, that wasn't Dewey, that was Sathiarha. Back to King. Keen, 3. In and out. Keen is on target today. They just didn't get it to fall there. Dewey will get the jump ball. It will be river ball. It's coaches are calling conflicting communicating. It will be Washougal ball. Slider will pass in, guarded by Glavin. Gibbons now. Out to Slider. Glavin full court pressing. River not giving Washougal any space. No room for error. Guarded by Charmaine now. Ooh.
Yeah,
Following attempt and good for Vahan.
Yeah, I didn't think that I thought she was going to get foul on it, but not make the points, but kind of the opposite of what we all expected. She made the points, but didn't get the foul.
You know, probably expected a call there. Glavin, high pass, is able to recover it. Guarded by Slider. Calling for a screen, possibly dribbling around. Pass out to Castro. Open 3. Swish for Castro. Her first points of the night.
And, you know, she makes up for missing that layup earlier when she had just gotten subbed in, and she's starting to heat up a little bit now, and so is this River offense. They've started to come alive here in the second half of the second quarter.
You know, Connor, really every player on the River team, they're all sharpshooters. They can all hit an open 3. They can all hit a contested 3, and that's what Castro to showcase right there. That's what Keen showcased a few minutes ago. Washougal looks to bounce back. Cannot. Drake with the rebound. Pass to Keen. Keen looking to make an opportunity.
And now just about a minute left here in the second quarter.
Keen looking around. Pass to Drake. Intercepted by Washougal. Vahan with the ball. Is not able to capitalize on it. Gibbons now one-on-one. He drives in against Keen and draws a foul. Tries doing a little Euro step there. Kind of gets caught on herself. You know, Connor, I didn't see the most contact there from Keen.
Yeah, no, they called it offensive travel there.
Okay, yeah, that made some more sense. It looked like, you know, Gibbons kind of just fumbled the ball there and had to take an extra step and, you know, resulted in yet another Washougal mistake. Yeah,
and now we just saw Brady Goodwin come in for Kaya Murdich. See if they try to get to the paint, try to feed her here before the end of the first half.
Rare mistake from King. Gibbons guarded by Drake. Now back out to Slider. Slider driving in. 3 River Rapids against her. No good. Drake with the rebound. Now to Keen. 26 seconds and counting. Glavin behind her looking to make a play. Drake now out of way behind the perimeter. Now out to Glavin. Left side on the 3. Now in a Goodwin. Looks to post up against Dewey. Little layup and it falls for Goodwin. Clock is still running. 9, 8, 7. Gibbons with the ball. 6, 5, 4, 3. Slider's going to have to throw it up from half, and it won't go. It was just too late. And that concludes this first half of basketball. River 26, Washougal 13. Connor, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, like I said, you know, it was a little bit sloppy there to start the second quarter, really for both teams. River really started to come alive, and that's a big reason I think that they have this 15-point advantage. I mean, they were only up by 8 going into the start of the second quarter. Now they're up by 15, and if you're Washougal, I mean, they got to find something here. They got to draw something up over halftime, and I think they really just they got to worry about just hitting their shots. I mean, their defense hasn't been terrible. I think it's more so that they haven't been hitting their shots, and River has been. Granted, they haven't been getting some of the calls I think that they wish they would have gotten by now. However, they can't complain about that. They just got to put their next foot forward and really just continue to take smart shots, maybe move the ball around more, find easier shots to make, because it kind of seems like it's a bit of hero ball right now. We're seeing a bunch of individual play just kind of try to run up and just post up and try to lay it in. However, that hasn't worked, and that's a big reason why I think they only scored, 5 points. Actually, no, 3 points in that entire second quarter.
I completely agree, Connor. We'll see you guys after this 9-minute break. And welcome back. 1 minute and 30 left in this halftime. River is up by 15 points. Connor, in the first half, we saw a lot of sloppiness from both sides of the ball. Coach Anderson for the Rapids called a timeout. And then afterwards, we really saw a shift in this game. And the Rapids were able to start capitalizing on Washougal's mistakes. And really, that just meant scoring more, right? They both were having shot opportunities on both sides of the ball, but Washougal just was not able to get the same percentage of shots to fall that River was, and it cost them a 15-point deficit. What do you think they need to do to claw out of it and hopefully win this game here tonight?
Well, it's going to take a lot. And, especially with this River team, they're up 15, they're at home. And, Washougal definitely does feel the pressure in this one because they know if they lose this game, they have to win out just to even make state. And so, they feel the pressure. As for what they can do to win, though, I think it's really going to come down. They just have to, they have to possess the game and play the game that they want to play. That's something they hear a lot in sports is play the game that you want to play. But it's just true in this scenario. You're down by 15, your back's against the wall. Just take a deep breath, move the ball around, pass it around, and just take simpler shots. That's another big thing. I felt like during the second quarter, I talked about it before halftime, they were doing a lot of hero ball, trying to drive in, just honestly throw up Hail Marys into the hoop, and none of them were falling, and they weren't getting really any fouls called offensively. And so that's the main reason why they're in the 15-point deficit. Like I said, they just need to move the ball around, pass it, and just pass open shots, and just really play their own game. They were playing, like I said, hero ball earlier, and that's, like I said, a big reason they're down 15.
Connor, and part of that comes down to playing a reactionary ball game. River really has been in control for the majority of the halftime. Like we said, the shift after Anderson's timeout call there. And when you're not in control of the game, you're reacting to the other team, and that means you're not able to play your own game, play your own place. You're having to almost make up or live up to this standard that you see through the Rapids and through their control. That's what we see through Slider and how number 10 oftentimes she'll be driving in there and just sort of hucking it up there, and hoping it'll fall. And yes, she did get a foul call a few times, but that's just not enough, and that's not enough to win a ball game.
Yeah, most definitely. You can't, like you said a lot during the Woodland game, you can't rely on other people's faults as a way, and you can't rely on that to win. Anyways, King hands off to Glavin. We are back with second half action now. Out to Myers, deep three. Oh, not quite. Rebound there by Sathya Raj. Over there to Dewey. Back out to Gibbons, though. Back up to Vahan. Vahan guarded there by King. Throws it over to Gibbons. Just has to find something. They need to move the ball around to be a little bit smarter with how they're shooting it. Regardless. Oh, intercepted. Oh, it's a 3-on-none. Easy points. Drake just lays it in and misses it. She misses it. Oh, my. And she can't believe it. She has to laugh it off, but
yeah.
Wow, I thought she was easily going to lay that in, but, mistakes happen.
We see Glavin laughing it off. She was, throwing her hand up there, too, and that just tells you nothing's guaranteed. You can't assume something's 100% certain because then that'll happen.
Yeah, but still, even though they missed it, it's not as big of a deal because that came off of an offensive error and offensive mispossession there by Washougal as they take a deep three there by Slider and no good. Rebounded there by Mertage. As I was talking about them needing to pass the ball, be a little bit smarter offensively, they really put up the ball on the ground and let Drake, she missed the open layup, but still, they can't keep having that if they want to have a chance here in this one, and it's to be Washougal ball. Yeah, we've seen, like you said, sloppiness all night from both teams, and if you're a Washougal fan, you want to see that turnaround, but so far, especially with the first possession, we have not seen that yet. As Vahan passes it to Slider, dribbles in, finds Sathya Raj over there in the corner, and then passes to Gibbons, who's reach-in foul there, I think, by King.
Connor, another late foul call there. Part of it almost feels like the refs are kind of making up for a couple of missed calls they had. One on, Sathya, excuse me. Sathya earlier in the first half.
Yeah, and like I said, great ball there, as you were mentioning here, Sathya Raj. Maybe getting Washougal back into this one. They, still down by 12, but any points count. But anyways, I have noticed that the refs have been a little bit more lenient with this one. A couple players fallen and just nothing called. I'm not sure if they are fouls in the first place, but you would think at least some of them are. Regardless, Glavin has it. Guarded there by Slider. Throws up to Murtich, who kicks it out there to Drake. Drake, 3-ball. Bang! Come on, Drake. Are you kidding me? Oh, slick pass there from Glavin to Slider, who throws over to Sathiraj, who throws it up to Gibbons at the top of the key, guarded there by King. And, just as we saw that 3-ball by Sathiraj, we see it right back there by Drake. And there we go, the offensive foul there or defensive foul there by, I think Murtich. However, finally to the free throw line is Washougal.
Connor, a little windmill layup action there from Gibbons. I mean, she's sort of like trying to scooping around the Rapid defenders there, almost trying to draw a foul. But I mean, that strategy, like we previously mentioned, that's not going to win you. That's not going to win you games, And I mean, it's clear, hope she's able to capitalize and get 1 point. But the Washougal Panthers really need to stay composed and start making some plays happen, Connor.
Yeah. And it also starts on the defensive end. I mean, they just let up that 3-ball there to Drake, and they can't keep leaving these people open and expecting River not to make it. Another 3-ball here by Drake. Ooh, not quite. Barely squeaks out and rebounded there by Dewey. Now I think Gibbons has it, yes, coming up the court. Takes a step, kicks it back out there to Slider. Slider dribbling in, pass out to Sathiraj. Intercepted there, not quite actually, almost intercepted there by King. But Gibbons retains possession, throws it cross court. Strong defense here again by River. What can Washougal make out of it? They throw it up, Gibbons, not quite, but it will reset the shot clock. As now Slider dribbles in 2-on-1, not quite. And River wants to travel, not called though. Gibbons missed 3-ball. And how many opportunities are they just going to miss? It's a bit
Connor,
surprising.
That was about 4 right there in that very play. And it's just like, if you're not executing, it becomes a lot more difficult to win these games, And, Rapids wanted that to be a travel. It wasn't. Slider was able to throw it off before that. But it's just sloppy basketball all around, Connor.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's, like you said, a big reason why they're down 14. Anyways, Murtich finds King in the paint. She lays it in there for 2. Yeah, now King and Glavin both have 9 points on the night, followed up by Drake, who has 8. And timeout there by Washougal. And, what do you think they're talking about right now in the huddle, Jacob?
Connor, I think right now Washougal is talking about how to stop the big plays. Okay, that was Drake's second big 3 of the night. King hit a killer layup right in the slot. You could not have laid it any better. And I just think right now they're discussing in that huddle, how can we constrain the Rapids? How can we constrain them to more difficult shots and to hopefully stop their momentum? Because like we stated earlier, we want to see the ball going when it was tied 6-6, and then the ball got rolling, and now the Rapids can't seem to stop. Almost approaching a 17-point lead, 16-point lead right now, and they just hit 2 Boehner shots in a row to no Washougal rebound besides the one point free throw they had. So, Connor, I really just think it's going to come down to Washougal developing a plan to, maybe get the ball, into Murtich's hands or into Castro's hands or into the players' hands that really haven't been able, to really catch on this game and really make shot after shot.
Yeah, well said. But now all the way down is Gibbons. Dribbles all the way down. Now up to Slider at the top of the key. Finds, back out to Gibbons, all the way cross court for Sathiraj. She finds, Slider, who kicks it back out there to Dewey, all the way across court, who throws it up, not quite. Vahan almost had it, but didn't fall. As now strong defense there.
It appears Drake is injured. She got kneed, it looks like, in the face there by one of the players. It's going to be an injury timeout. That is not what we like to see, Connor.
Yeah, and especially in a game like this. I mean, it is only the first round of districts, and she looks really hurt right now.
I think it's just her nose or somewhere on her face she was kneed.
Yeah, but
it looks like maybe just a nose injury. Hopefully she'll be okay.
Yeah.
Drake, a pivotal player in this game, Connor.
Yeah, she's really a pivotal player to this team as a whole. She plays significant minutes in each game. She starts every game, and, heading into the rest of the playoffs, not having her could be very could be detrimental. I mean, there are a lot of players that could step in for her, but her presence is always felt. And she's going to go to the locker room for a quick timeout, injury timeout, but still, as Carol subs in for her. But, more than anything, we hope that she's able to recover. I think she'll be fine. Just like she got hit in the nose, but you never know. Maybe it's extremely severe. Best hopes, best wishes go out to her. Regardless, Slider has it, who threw it out to Kiggins, who kicks out to Satyaraj, not quite. Yeah. I thought it went out there on Murtage. It did not, though. Went out there on Dewey, and now it'll be Rivers' time to inbounds. Now we have Brady Goodwin, who subbed in there for Kaya Murtage. Now King comes up court. And Rivers really in possession of this game right now, up 16. I mean, really, it's their game to lose. And if anything, all they really need to do is move the ball around, just make a couple more shots, and they should be set. But, they still need this good practice. They still need practice going into the next couple rounds of districts and then state, obviously. So, good ball there. Good three ball there by Vahan. But as I was saying, don't take any second lightly because, even though they're up 13 right now and this game seems all but lost for Washougal, this is still a great time to practice a lot of things for.
A little confused by that foul there. I think it was like a push-in foul. I'm not too sure. All I know is that, Carol will be passing in there. Keene had some momentum, though, going in for the layup.
Yeah, and I mean, she didn't make the layup, but still didn't count anyways. As now Carroll throws it in. Backcourt there to Glavin. Glavin guarded by Slider. Screen set up there by Goodwin. She drives in. Tries to get the Euros up. Not quite. Double team there is Vahan. She throws it out there to Gibbons, and they come back up court. They're going to need a run here. They're down big. What we know, season is not on the line technically, but it almost feels that way. As Gibbons throws it out there to Vahan. What can they do in the clutch when it matters most? Good play there. Kicks it out to Slider at the top. Air ball there. It'll be River ball.
Connor, right here, it's really one of those pivotal moments in the game where there's been a little bit of a scoring drought between both teams. Drake had to go to the locker room. There's a little bit of loss of morale for the Rapids. It's coming back, but in this very moment. So it's a turning point where if Washougal is able to capitalize on this lack of momentum from either team, make a three like Vahan did, make another shot, capitalize on misses like Keene just had there, Washougal could crawl back into this game, Connor.
Yeah, and 13 is a deficit, but it's not, you can definitely come back from it. And foul on the way up there is Vahan, and I think she'll shoot two. Or, no, it wasn't a shooting foul. Yeah, it was a shooting foul. Now Vahan will shoot 2 free throws. First one is not quite. But so, like you said, they can definitely come back from this moment, and especially with a little, possibly a bit of morale lost there for River, especially with Drake going down. Anything could happen in this one. And River, I think the memo for River is finish the game for her. All right, especially if she's not able to come back, especially if it is a serious injury, play for your teammate.
It's not a serious injury. Drake's back on the bench. She'll be okay.
Okay, great. It's great news to hear.
It was just, a hard hit to the face. But we're happy to see as commentators that she's back on the bench and doing well. Regardless of team, we want every player to be safe and happy.
Inbound here for River. Glavin, guarded by Slider, who drives in. Not quite. And I think they wanted a foul call there, but they're not going to get it. Vahan kicks it out there to Gibbons. Throws up court wide open. Looked like she stepped out of bounds, but they're not going to call it. Connolly barely stayed in. Now Vahan. Spin move there on Castro. Throws it up. Not quite. What a play that would have been. And it will be River. I thought it was touched last there by Goodwin, but must have been out
Connor,
there on Washougal.
and it's still a scoring drought. It's still, like I said, which team can get momentum going into the fourth quarter?
Yeah. And they're going to need it too. I mean, we've been saying this, but 13 points is not impossible to come back from, So let's see. Washougal, they're going to need to lock in, though, right now. They're going to need to give everything they have. They need to focus one possession at a time. And 3-ball there for Gracie Glavin, and that's just going to make this comeback even harder. But
I mean, Connor, that was effortless. I mean, and a steal from Glavin, too. Can't she make it essentially a 5-point play? She misses it.
Yeah, and that's a rare miss there by Glavin, but that is the second missed wide-open layup we've seen here by River tonight. A bit of a surprise from this great team. But still 27 seconds running down on the shot or on the game clock here in the third quarter. Carroll gets it, throws it up there to King. King brings it out to the corner. Finds Castro. Castro surveying, trying to find something. Over to Glavin. Glavin trying to drive in. She does. Oh. Wow, looks like that was a foul there defensively, and it will be 2 shots at the free throw line there for Glavin. And maybe a chance to make up for those 2 for that easy layup missed.
You know what, Connor? You know what they say, the open layup is the most difficult of them all, So we're excited to see how River recovers from it. Obviously, it hasn't been detrimental to their game. This game hasn't been a 1-possession, 2-possession game. But you have to think, going into future games, the Rabbits are definitely going to want to, polish out those errors as they head into more difficult matchups later in the playoffs.
Yeah, and this is definitely a good, I want to say, test trial for them, because that's not a good way to really describe this Washougal team. However, this is definitely a game for River to find out, especially going into these playoffs, what they can improve on. And a lot of their weaknesses we're also seeing, or some of their weaknesses we're seeing against Woodlands. I think they've done a good job of patching those up, but now they have some new things that they can work on. Free throws, making open layups, XYZ. But yeah, 0.8 seconds when that foul was called, so Washougal possibly a chance to get some points up on the board before the start of the fourth. But first one was missed by Connolly. Now second one. It's good. And that will do it for this third quarter. River up 16 going into the fourth, and things are looking a bit dim here for Washougal, and they're definitely going to need to change some things up both offensively and defensively. I do think it starts defensively, though, because, if you get defensive stops, that can create offensive possessions. However, they also still need to focus up, they still need to find a better way to move the ball around offensively, drive in a little bit more technically, and make some more, just take the smarter shot selection. Especially being down 16, they're going to need every point they can get in this fourth quarter.
Connor, what we've seen from the Washougal Panthers is they'll drive in, Slider, Gibbons, Klopman, Sathierhart, any of their star scorers, and they just sort of throw it up like almost a jelly, right? And it's like, that's just not really the layups you want to see. You really want to see controlled fundamentals from Washougal to try and make this comeback, because it's simple basketball that wins games, if I were them, I would suggest, making plays to have an open 3, making plays to do a pick and roll, and then post up and try and get an easy layup, but not doing this sort of drive-in 4-on-1 slaughterhouse that's been going on in the paint, and then just throwing the ball up, hoping it goes in. Like you said, Hail Marys. You throw a Hail Mary at the end of the game, not in the third quarter, Connor?
Yeah, that's definitely true, and I'm curious to see River, though, how they'll kind of finish out this game. We do see a whole new starting 5, except for Glavin, I think, coming into the fourth quarter. But yeah, I was curious to see how they'll finish out the game.
And we see a new face, Reagan Duke, subbing in. One of her first games on varsity. Vahan with the 3. Her second 3 from that same spot. That brings her up to 7 points on the night.
11 total.
11, on the night. Myers dribbles down. Out to Glavin on the left side of the perimeter. Dukes driving in. Now to Merdich. Myers guarded by Gibbons. Looking to make something happen. Jab stepping. Now to Jarley, top of the 3. Doesn't take the open 3. Merdich now on the perimeter. Guarded by Sathierhart. Dukes looking to make a shot. DeJar's going to have to throw it up. Long 2. Bounces on both rims. No good. Gibbons with the rebound. Guarded by Myers. Myers gets here to fumble. Glavin with the rebound. 3-on-1. Layup. No good, but she draws the foul. She will go to the line for 2 free throws, Connor.
Yeah, and that was a great, defensive play there. We've seen it all year long, just them playing that full court pressure, or at least putting some pressure on them when the other team dribbles it up the court from their inbounds. And it pays off again this season here for River, as Glavin was able to draw the foul and go to the line for 2. But we've seen I've seen a bit of a little bit interesting here for Glavin. She hasn't made too many of her free throws here tonight, and I think that is definitely something that they'll need to work on going into some of these upcoming games, when these free throws will definitely be a bit more significant.
Definitely, definitely an opposite from last game. Yes, it's not as necessary, but still, they're only up by 13 points, Connor. And now Sathyarj for a 3, no good. It will bounce out of bounds and be River ball. 6 minutes and 52 seconds left in this fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Dukes, excuse me.
Yeah, they didn't like that call, but it looks like it did go off the Washougal player, so it will be River ball.
Myers dribbles at the court. Gibbons is not full court pressing here. Desjardins fakes the screen. Myers driving, bounce pass to Murdic. Well, it doesn't get a default. Offensive rebound, bounce pass to Myers. I'm not sure what that foul called was.
I think what they're saying is that Washougal kicked it. That is what it looks like the signal was there by the referee.
Out to Murdic. At the free throw line, handoff to Myers. Myers, low 2-step hop. Oh my goodness, Myers, what a shot. 2-step hop, long windmill layup.
Yeah, it looks like they got timeout there so Murdic can tie her shoe. But you want to know what's interesting is, we know that Myers is such a pivotal player to this team. I mean, especially in the game against Woodland. She came up clutch so many times. She's definitely the captain of this team. She calls a lot of the plays, but tonight she only has 2 points, and that has definitely been a surprise. She hasn't played quite as much, but still.
But Connor, if anything, I think that only tells good things about the Rapids, because what it tells is that they don't need Myers to be the top of their game to win games. They have depth. All their players can be that star. All their players can make that big shot. And I think that's what's made the Rapids an 18-2 team over the course of their season so far.
Yeah, that's a good point. I thought maybe going into this year they would maybe rely on Glavin a lot to shoot all the 3 balls, but honestly, we've seen a lot of good.
Oh my goodness, Glavin is called for a double dribble.
Yeah. Anyways, though, I thought going into the year that maybe they would rely a lot on Glavin, because last year she had that 134-point game against Woodlands, but this year really it's been a lot of people shooting the ball really well, not just 1 or 2 people.
Myers with a great deflection there. Now into Gibbons in the corner, guarded by Myers and Desjardins. And Washougal makes a critical mistake, passes it to Vahan, and just loses control. It bounces out of bounds. Dukes will pass it into Myers. A minute has passed, only 1 shot scored, 39-24. Myers walking up the court.
And I think that's one thing, is that Washougal hasn't been able to capitalize off these River errors. I mean, Glavin with the rare double dribble. I mean, how often do you see that called? And they're not able to
Slider
score,
gets it, 2-on-3, out to Vahan, and contested layup. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
helped up by Glavin there. Good sportsmanship between both teams.
Yeah, but I was a bit surprising there, because Desjardins, especially earlier in the game, we saw I like to call it the block heard around the world. I mean, that ball was echoing when it got blocked. However, even last game against Woodland, she was definitely the defensive player of the game there for River, and so a bit of a rare foul scene called on her, but it definitely was a foul, a bit of a mistake.
And Vahan sinks her first free throw, bounces around and falls in, trying to cut the lead to 13 points. Can she do it? No, she can't. Desjardins with the rebound. Out to Murdic, looking to pass to Myers. Myers now running out the court, looking to call a play, maybe find a fast break opportunity. Drives in, pass to Murdic, quick play. Bounces off the backboard, and it is good for Kaya Murdic.
And what a pass that was there by Myers. I mean, she's not going to get credit for it, in the score, in terms of scoring, but that whole play was totally set up there by.
Now out to Sathyarj. Now to Gibbons. Back to Slider, guarded by Gavin. Gavin pressing her, not giving her any space. Spin move from Slider. Now out to Dewey. Sathyarj for a 3, no good. Slider with the 2. Washougal's first points in a minute, Connor.
Yeah, and first points in a minute, that's really saying something. I mean, they only have 4:40 left, and they're down 14. They need something. They need a to come back, and they need to start right now. We've been saying that all throughout the second half, but especially now.
Gibbons recovers Myers' mistake. Myers looking to draw a foul. No good. Vahan looking for a layup. Guarded by Dukes. No good. Defensive rebound. Desjardins back out to Glavin. It will be a River capitalization on another Washougal mistake. Not making that score there and cutting the lead further. Inside of Murdich posting up. Dukes for three. No good. That would have been one of her first varsity points of her prep career. Oh my goodness. Outrage. Calling a...
Yeah, timeout there by Washougal. They called a push there on Dukes. It's actually interesting now that I think about it is that, Reagan Dukes is on the bench over there, but not Peyton Dukes. And Peyton Dukes is obviously her older sister, but she's a senior and typically a starter. And if she's not a starter, she at least usually plays a significant amount of minutes. I'm not sure why she's not there, but just interesting to note that. But, considering that Peyton Dukes, the older sister, and how good she has been this year, how good she's been this year, and, the effect that she has had on the team, I'm curious to see how Reagan will follow that in the years coming, especially because she has learned probably a lot from her sister.
And then before Peyton, there was also Logan Dukes as well. The family lineage is going down the River basketball chain. All great basketball players. And the Rapids really just closing out this game solidly. 41-27. Pretty much have been in control the entire night. Yes, there have been, open layups that have been missed and free throws that haven't been made and a couple turnovers here and there. But overall, just, relatively to Washougal, River has just been in control and have played a confident ball game and have really let other stars showcase their talents, besides Myers really with her low scoring night. Sathiraj for a long two, no good. Murdich with the rebound. Myers, long past the Dukes. Dukes looking to make something happen. 1-2, and it is good. The crowd is erupting. Reagan Dukes' first points of her varsity career.
Yeah, and she draws the and one. She draws the foul, and this is possibility for a three-point play, and you love to see that spirit. Really, River able to get a lot of people in, and they really have a depth. They really have a deep roster, and they're able to show that off here tonight.
And she sinks it. Reagan Dukes, a three-point play, her first 3 points of her prep career in varsity.
And like I said, you love to see that team spirit. It shows the environment that this team for River that they have this year, and that's good going into the playoffs, especially. They're going to need it.
And not only that, Connor, all the fans behind the River bench, they were all cheering on their feet as well. It really shows it's not just the players, but it's the community around them that's making River so great. Everyone's involved, Yeah,
and we know that this year is, one of their best years for possibly a state run, but just looking ahead in the years, years ahead, they have a lot of depth on this team like I was talking about earlier. So just being able to develop that is going to be extremely important. I'm curious to see how players like Reagan develop over the next couple of years. But, just being able to get them into the game, I think, is extremely important. As now we have
on Glavin, we have a 4-person substitution. The only person staying in, Reagan Dukes. Goodwin, Castro, Carroll, and King subbing in. May be the last substitutions of the night. Gibbs with the ball, looking to make something happen. It's garbage time now. They need anything, any points as fast as possible. Vahan with the ball now, looking to make something happen. Throwing it up, no good. Goodwin with the rebound, now out to King. 3 minutes left in this game. King probably going to drain as much time as possible. Driving in, layup, incorrect analysis there. Dewey with the rebound, Gibbons with the ball. Guarded by King. Sharp pass, no good. Tipped away by number 22, Kayla Butcher Nguyen. Her first minutes of this game. Slider passing to Gibbons. Long three. No good. Rebound Dukes. Dukes looking to make something happen. Bounce pass to King. River trying to space out. Looking to make something happen. King driving in. Pass to Goodwin. In the paint. Back out to Nguyen. Now to Castro. Castro for three. Her second three of the night. Bang, bang. Castro extending River's lead to 20 points. This game is effectively looking over, Connor.
Yeah, it most certainly is. And just time and time again, we've seen Washougal not be able to just get some of those buckets that people would think are, I won't say easy, but just easier than other shots, since, they haven't been able to capitalize on the mistakes that River has had. And, like you said, down 20, what can they do here? Got to put up some fight. I think at this point it's really about getting momentum going into the next game. After this game, no matter what the score is, they're almost most certainly going to lose this game, being down by 20 with 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
But, they just have to get some momentum going into the next game, because if they lose their next game, their season is over. So right now it's all about getting some momentum, finding something to be able to build on for the next game. I think that's the tale for the next 1 minute and 59 seconds.
I agree, Connor. And we see Goodwin there blocked by Hope Terry. Her first minutes of the game for Washougal. Handoff to Gibbons. Gibbons looking to make something happen. Stripped. Win. Out to Dukes. Dukes one-on-one layup bounces around and it falls for her fourth and fifth points. Dukes having a great showing in this fourth quarter. Guarded by Keene. Now Gibbons on the other side of the court trying to rebound. Vahan for three. Air ball. Keene. Miscommunication there from the Rapids. Vahan, Euro step, and she gets it to fall. Great play there, but too little, too late. Really, 1 minute and 17 seconds left in this game. Keene dribbling down the court now. Looking to extend their lead. Long two steps. Wow, a little toilet bowl there, Connor. A little swoosh in and swoosh out there, but she will go to the line for 2 points.
Yeah, I thought that one was going to go in, but so like I said, I think it's great that River's able to get in a lot of their, some of their substitute players, some of their bench players into the game, especially looking ahead past this season. River, they're able to develop these players. They're going to have their title window is going to be open for several more years.
Keene sinks her second free throw. And now Gibbons dribbling down the court. Guarded by Keene. Now Slider, top of the key, pump fakes win, drives in, two-step hop, no good. Rebound Goodwin. Goodwin passes to Castro. Castro looking to make something happen. Guarded by Dewey. Now Keene. Guarded by Gibbons. Goodwin inside the paint. 1v2. Now Win. Win looking to make something happen. Keene. Pump fakes, drives in. Jelly. And she gets it to fall. 50-29. 21-point lead. River's largest lead of the night. Timeout is called. Connor, this is over. This game is over.
Yeah, it definitely is. At this point, River's up by 23. Washougal called a timeout. There's only 38 seconds left in this one. And like I said, I think obviously the timeout was not necessary. The outcome has already been decided. I think, like I said earlier, it's just them trying to figure out something positive, something that they can grow on going into their next game. Especially because, like I said, if they lose their next game, Washougal, their season is done, and they don't want their season to end.
No.
But as for River, it looks like with this win, looks like they'll be playing
Black Hills.
Yeah, they'll be playing Black Hills. I think it says on Monday night at 7:45, and that's going to be a great game. That will be possibly that whoever wins that game will then go to the district championship game, and so that game has big implications.
And Connor, you like to think with River's mistakes, you're really being missing the open layups. Glavin, Keene not really sinking all their free throws they have been. You like to think that going into the Black Hills game just on Monday, Connor, they're really going to try and emphasize getting some more reps in. Gibbons for three, 18 seconds left, but it's just going to be too little, too late. Keene now dribbling up the court, guarded against Gibbons, driving in, out to Goodwin. One bounce layup, no good. Offensive rebound, Dukes for three. Oh, no good. Rebound Keene, and she is fouled. She will go to the line, Connor, for another 2 points. 0.5 seconds left in this game. The Rapids will be moving on to play Black Hills just in 2 days on Monday, on President's Day. And if they win that game, they are guaranteed to make state, as even if they get second place in the district championship game, which would be on February 21st, they would still make state. But if they lose against Black Hills this Monday, they still have an opportunity to make state, as they just have to win their next game against the other loser. That would happen also later in the game.
Yeah, so put short, River, if they win one more game out of their next 2 games, they're headed to state. As for Washougal, they have to win their next 2 games out of their next 2 games to go to state. And so they're kind of facing a tall task, most definitely, where River, definitely not going to be as difficult as the hill that Washougal is going to have to climb. However, their dreams, their aspirations are a lot different. They want to win districts.
Yeah.
That is their main goal right now. Gracie Glavin, she said it earlier to me when I was talking with her. She said that this game is just a stepping stone. Likewise, winning districts would be a stepping stone to possibly, maybe even winning state.
Well, overall, great showing from both teams. This is actually Connor and I's last time announcing for you guys here at Columbia River. Thank you for watching, and we wish the Rapids the best of luck in their future endeavors in the playoffs. I'm Jacob McManus.
And I'm Connor Orr. It's been so great announcing these past couple years. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I guess we'll see you guys in the next one. CRTV will.
Thank you.